Long overdue, you guys asked me to review this thing here next to me since the day that I unboxed it, and that was a while ago. The reason because I waited so long to review the Handsome Audio ZULU is because these guys can't make these fast enough. And they were out of stocks and they didn't want people to order them and not having them available. So if you're watching this video, it means that these guys are finally back in stock. Handsome Audio ZULU, the tape machine without the tape. Let's take a listen to it. Hello everyone, welcome back to MixPlus TV. I hope you guys are having a great day. Before we start, please check the info box down below for my mixing courses on Pro Mix Academy, free plugin special discounts and offers, and of course a link to the Handsome Audio ZULU. But if you really want to learn how to mix and master professionally, click the join button down here, become a MixPlus TV member, access the already big and always growing library of full mixing courses start to finish, mastering courses on many different genres and a lot more. And if the videos are helping you, please consider using the super thanks and support the channel. Let's get to the video. Alright, disclaimer, very important before taking a look at the unit and the controls. This is a passive unit. You will see the back. There's only audio connections, XLR. There's no power running into this machine. Because of that, when we process audio through this, there's gonna be about a 6 dB drop in level. So understand that in this video, if I wanna do many examples as I want, it's gonna be impossible to quickly switch before with and without a level change. I'll do my best, I'll try to trim the signals, but there's gonna be a delay between with and without processing. Second disclaimer, this unit is extremely versatile. Even though it has few controls, the color palette and the intensity of that color and the subtle variations are infinite. And all these variables change whether you hit it 1 or 2 dB higher or lower, just like you would do with a real tape machine. So what you're gonna see here is probably 10–20% of what the Handsome Audio ZULU can do. Literally vocals, strings, drums, any kind of parallel processing, full mixes, bass, you name it. So please keep that in mind, and without further ado, let's take a look at it and let's hear it in action. I'm gonna start with the back of the unit. As you can see, there's no power running through it. Passive device, stereo device, of course, as you can see from my input and outputs. And on the back, there are 2 switches, one for left and one for right, with 4 different settings: H, X, EX, MX, and TK. In short, the more you move the calibration from this side to the other side here, the more color you get, but also the saturation changes. A lot of things change, and as I was saying before, all the parameters, all the variables multiply by 4 because each and every setting has a different sound. And here we have the front panel. We have 4 sets of control: the deck, the bias, enhance, and headroom. For the deck, we have 3 positions: high, pro, and low. These are based on 3 different tape machine modeled. The 4th position all the way to the right bypasses the tape simulation, but these other controls remain. The lo-fi deck emulates the cassette-based 4-track. The pro-fi deck emulates the classic Japanese machines from the 70s and 80s. These machines utilize half-inch reels of tape as their recording medium, typically a 15 IPS. Finally, the hi-fi deck is the Swiss machine modeled. This machine offers the most up-end, the clearest mid-range, the least compression, and the most honest frequency response of the 3 decks. So one cool thing that makes the ZULU very easy to use and very intuitive as soon as you plug it in is they made the controls so that you have all the cleanest settings when you turn the knobs clockwise, and the more you turn them counterclockwise, the more color, the more compression, the less top end, more roll off you get. And this goes for all the knobs. Next, we have the bias. To make it simple for you, the more you turn the bias clockwise, the more top end you're gonna have. And the more you turn it counterclockwise, the darker the sound is gonna be. If you want a clean, so to speak, tape sound, you would start with a hi-fi deck and with your bias pretty high, something like this. And for example, if you wanna remove harsh edges from electric guitars or synth or vocals, then you would start turning the bias down and remove all the digital harshness. The enhance works in parallel with the ZULU processing and re-inject a little bit of the dry signal into your output. So with these 2 controls, the bias and the headroom, you will see you can shave off the harshness again and then re-inject a little bit of brightness back in. Then we have the headroom. This is self-explanatory. The setting impacts not only the tape behavior, but also the deck behavior. And again, more color, more compression, more distortion. If you turn it counterclockwise, more open and clean in the other direction. Without further ado, let's start hearing this in action. Now I'm gonna hit the unit 6 dB higher. Now listen to what it's doing to these vocals, which is a little harsh, without first.
All I ever wanted was to stand my ground. Big words to confuse and spin your mind around.
Right? Very, very bright. Now let's put the Zulu on.
All I ever wanted was to stand my ground. Big words to confuse and spin your mind around. But every little step just takes me further down. I found my soul just waiting in the lost and found. Babe, it's nothing you did, so stop talking stupid. We gave it a taste, now it's done. I'm out for self-healing, you ain't got that feeling. I am the one that I love.
Now let's hear how you can inject real life into a VST piano, without it first. Let's put the Zulu in. Without it again, let's try to match levels. It really adds this organic feeling and this really rich low mid saturation. Let's try a loop and without first. And with it. Adding this absolutely great saturation to it without again. With it. Now let's try on a rock mix. I'll play the mix without it first. And like I said, it's impossible to move the knobs and change the settings and at the same time level match. I will just start playing with it. Let's go without it first. And with these settings to start with,
so bad. The world we're living seems to be so wild. What is good we're gonna change, and what is bad we're going to bring. But baby, trust me, was a bird to follow. What's the meaning of the time you're wasting? You better say that. What's the reason why you look so frightening? We're here to say that. So we all know how to say the word. For a night we'll make you dream, and for that all your
again, I tried the impossible because, of course, as soon as you move the controls here, the level changes. So it's really hard to level match with and without the processing. I tried my best. I messed up a couple of times, but it is very easy to understand the power of this thing for anything that is digital. So computer-based music, but also vocals. You can literally run every single tracks on this, maybe not with the same settings, and especially using it lightly. You can literally run every single track to this thing just like you were tracking on tape. And it's pretty incredible. Maybe you will have to go back and listen to this video several times so to hear with and without, and try to disregard the level and really hear the power of the mighty Zulu. I think the Zulu is really a absolutely unique machine. As you can see, well, you can't, but you know my setup. It sits here next to me, and I have it in my flock, so this can literally go anywhere in my mix. Another reason because I want it on my flock, not only because it can go anywhere, like vocals, bass, if I want, I can throw it on my tubas, on my mastering rig, but the reason is because if you have a hardware EQ and you play with the EQ hitting the Zulu with different level for the top end, for the low end, you will hear that this unit is almost alive in the way it reacts and it saturates the material. I think it really is a tape machine without the hassle of the tape. It's probably really the closest thing to a tape machine, and arguably better, because there's a lot of romanticization about tape machines, but there's also a lot of headache that goes with real tape machines. So I personally will take this any day. But you have the video, you heard it in action. This thing is always sold out, so that'll mean something. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, please don't forget to leave a like. Link to the Zulu is gonna be in the info box down below. Thank you for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already. Stay safe. See you next time.
Hands on my neck, hands grip my throat. Lift me up, man, take control. Heart is so gone, my tight, don't you know?